because I forgot to record the team call this week. So now it's recording. Okay, so first of all, I want to just thank you guys for getting on the call. This is probably the first time. Usually I do individual new coach calls, but this is actually easier and it's better because we have so many new coaches on our team that this is nice that I can just do one call, and then anybody who missed this call, we can post it. And I could even send this call to new coaches that end up signing up in the future, which will be kind of nice. So first of all, I want to just talk really quick about like what the business can do for you. And I guess it just depends on what your goals are. I'm going to be getting those goals from you guys. And I want you to be thinking about that. That's one thing I want you to do tonight or tomorrow or sometime this week. That's the one thing I want to just advise you to do is write down your goals. Figure out what you want to do fitness-wise, what you want to do income-wise, how many people you want to help per month, how you want to do it. And some of that will make more sense once I talk about some stuff tonight. But it's really important just to have those goals and what you want to do with this. And you can do as little or as much as you want. Like the sky's the limit with this, but you just have to be willing to kind of change from the inside out and continuously be working on yourself and your goals. And that's going to motivate you. You're going to get results. You're going to feel better. You're going to feel more motivated to help other people. So that's kind of why, that's why I love this business, because it's just like I never, even though I've been going through like a weird time lately, like I've been off track, I've been this and I've been that, but it's like with you guys, our team, and with our challenge groups, that's what keeps us all just going and motivated. So you can just dream big with this. You can do as much as you want. And then I'm going to individually be getting your goals from you guys. You don't have to share them on the call with us, but I'm going to be getting those goals from you guys. So I know, do you want to make an extra $500 a month? Do you want to just pay for your Shakeology and possibly, some other supplements or whatever through Beachbody, whatever. Like I said, there's a lot of options. So you guys can think about that. So write those goals down. And then I know Cecilia just finished the 14-day video. So I think she's done with the group. And then we have a few of you new coaches who need to go in that group and start in that. And some of that will help you to build your list and do different things that I'm going to talk about tonight. So the first thing, the most important thing about this business are the 3 vital behaviors. You're going to hear this all the time. You're going to hear it on the National Wake Up Call, which I advise you guys to listen to. I've mentioned it a little bit before, but it's a podcast. If you have an iPhone, if you don't, you can still get it. But it's Team Beachbody, the podcast. Every Monday morning, there's a wake up call, and you can listen to it anytime. That's what I like about it. You don't have to listen to it on Monday morning, but you're going to hear leaders talk. You're going to hear them talk about their challenge groups, talk about how they get more people involved, and all these things that are going to help you grow your business. Okay, so the 3 vital behaviors, and you can write these down, or and I can send them to you too. And I know they talk about them in that 14-day video series that I put a lot of you guys in. So the first one is just being a product of the product. So right now, as a new coach, the most important thing for you is to commit to doing the daily things that are going to improve your life. So your workout. So commit to a program, and most of you have, because you ordered one and that's the one you're committing to. So make sure you're pushing play, and then make sure you're drinking your Shakeology, because and not only just be a product, but show that the products work. So one of the things as coaches is, a lot of times you finish a program and you might not have like a huge physical transformation. Most likely you will, until maybe you get to your goal or to that kind of that goal that you're looking for. But a lot of times you might just have a mental transformation, and all those things are going to just continuously change you, and you'll find ways to share about that on social media. So that's like a major thing you have. That doesn't even include working your business as far as getting your workout in, drinking your Shakeology. That's something that you should be doing anyways, because that's going to help you. That's going to just keep you going and keep you motivated to help others. So you got to be doing that. So number 1 is product of the product. Number 2 is invite. So I recommend inviting 3 to 5 a day. If you want to build a bit, just depending on if you want to build like a solid foundation, if you're wanting to, reach a certain income goal, you definitely have to be talking to people every single day. And there's going to be days where you're like, oh my gosh, I hardly worked my business today. And that's okay, because we all have those days, and you're going to make up for it the next day. So we'll kind of talk a little bit about that with tracking, but you got to figure out how many you want to do just depending on your goals. So a couple different trackers. We mentioned a little bit of this on the team call, and I know maybe some of you have seen this, but here's the Go for No sheet. And it is basically, it's the most simple, basic way of tracking. And I used it for a long time. I really kind of want to start using it again. I've been using Teamzy, which is a whole nother thing. And if you guys are interested in that, I'll talk more about that at another time. But this is something, just, you got to make this super simple, because this whole thing is simple. You've got to figure out how it works for you, and you don't have to have a complicated system. So this Go for No sheet has 100 squares on it. The idea is to put a name, and you're going to be working off of your contact list. So you're going to be making a list. And again, some of this stuff is in that group that I added you guys to. But one of the things is, they talk about making your master list of 100 people. So start out with that, or maybe start out with 50 if you feel like 100's like really intimidating or hard. Start out with 50 and write 50 to 100 names down of people that you could potentially invite. That doesn't mean you're going to invite them tomorrow. And try not to prejudge people. Try not to think, oh, I don't think she'll do it because blah, blah, blah. Or she did another health and fitness. I knew she was involved with something, another company, so I know she's not going to do it. Never prejudge, because I've had tons of people order from me. They might be using Advocare supplements, but they ordered programs from me, or they might be using something else. But that's okay, because we just want to help them no matter how we can help them. So anyways, so what you're going to do is you're going to fill in the squares in here. So there's 100 squares. Most likely, this is for 1 month. Most likely you're not going to fill in 100 names in 1 month, because you're probably not going to invite 100 people per month. You might. I've probably invited 100 people per month before, but it just kind of goes again with what your goals are. So, but the easiest way is to write names down in these squares and start adding a name, and then you can eventually invite them that month, or maybe you're going to invite them right away. Whatever it is, you're going to continuously fill up these squares, and you're going to like weed out the invites as the month goes. And then your object is to go for the no. So that's the idea, is you're going to go for the no, because the more no's you get, the more yeses you get. Because it takes a lot of invites sometimes to get a yes, for somebody's like, yes, I'm ready, because you don't know what they're going through. Like, you don't know what, you might send an invite and they don't respond, and it's really discouraging. And one thing I mentioned on the team call on Monday night was, you got to have a thick skin for this. You really do. You've got to go into this thinking, you're going to help these people, and you're offering them a gift. So never, ever feel, I know sometimes we worry like we're going to be salesy, or they're going to think, you're stalking them, or they're going to take offense to your invite to your group. But think about when your coach invited you, or think about what the groups have done for you, and all of the things that you guys, all the reasons that you signed up to be a coach, and all the reasons why you continue to be in our group and be active and push play, and all these things that's changed your life. You got to think about that. And the reason that they don't respond is either they're not ready, they are busy, and they don't feel like, and again, they're just not ready. So they don't feel that importance of messaging you back maybe. So you'll just have to work through that. And it takes time to just not take that, ignore that, I guess, that they're ignoring you, not to take that personal. So back to the Go for No. So what you're going to do is you're going to write a big red N on this is my advice. You could do this any way you want it. You can code it, color code it, however you want, but it's super simple. I just write a big red N over the names that say that, no, which I didn't have any on this one, but I filled up a lot of sheets. I just grabbed this one, but you write a big red N over the names that say no, the people that say no, and then you highlight the ones that say yes, and you continuously move to the next month. So maybe you reach your goal. Your goal is to help 3 to 5 people a month, which is basically to get them started on challenge packs, and I'll talk about that here in a minute. But the following month, you're going to just transfer all those names, all those people that said no, you're going to transfer them to the next Go for No sheet. And you're going to start over. You're going to continuously add to that sheet. And then that's just going to kind of be your tracking device. And I can go more in depth with that if you guys want to, but I like it because it's super simple. It's easy. Here's another one really quick. This one's called the Power of Threes. Both of these are in the team page, I think. The Go for No for sure is, and if the Power of 3 isn't, I can get you guys that document. But this one's super simple because it's called the Power of Threes, because you invite you add 3 people on social media, you message 3 people like, hi, how are you? You reconnect with those people. You're not inviting them necessarily. You're just striking up conversation because maybe you're trying to warm them up because you don't feel like you can go right into like, hey, join my challenge group, blah, 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 blah. Because it's good to kind of sometimes get people, to talk to people and just reach out to them and not a, do you want to join me kind of message. And then 3 invites, 3 follow-ups, and 3 coaching opportunity invites. So that's why it's called the Power of Threes, because if you do that, and this has like all laid out for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, even though I work my business probably sometimes more on the weekends than I do on the weekdays because I'm still working. So you got to figure out what your schedule is and how you want to do it. But I like this one. I like how this one's laid out, the Power of Threes, because it's a little bit more structured, because with the Go for No, you're not tracking your how many friends you're adding. You're not tracking how many people you're forming, or we say forming, which is basically like warming up and kind of reconnecting with them. So I do like the Power of 3 one because, again, it's just a little bit more detailed. But you've got to figure out what works for you. I recommend trying one of those to get started. Or if you're just like a notebook person and you just literally want to make lines in your notebook and say, who you added that day, who you messaged to reconnect with, who you invited and who you followed up with, and who you added on Facebook. If you want to do that, that's perfectly fine. Just make it super simple and don't overcomplicate it because it's just super simple. Okay, so invite and one thing I can say is just be bold and go for the invite. And sometimes we feel like, again, like I don't want them to think something, or I don't want them whatever. But you sometimes just have to jump out of your comfort zone and message them and ask the question. And you'll be surprised who will be like, yes, this is exactly what I need. This is exactly what I've been looking for. I need the accountability. I need the motivation. Because if you're excited about what you're doing, which I know you guys are, because you're on this call and you're active in our groups. But if you're excited about what you're doing, it will show through in your message, and they'll be more eager to join you because, they can sense your excitement for what you're doing. So never be afraid to just like invite someone to our group is the best advice I can give as far as that goes. And I'm going to help you guys I'm not going to really talk a lot about how to invite because we'll talk a little bit about that maybe in some one-on-one calls and some team calls. But I like to just do a super simple invitation, and you don't want to overwhelm people with like a bunch of information that they're going to be like, oh my gosh, she totally lost me. I like just to say, hey, how are you? Maybe connect with them about something you saw them post. Like, I hope you're having a good week. Or I hope you had a good birthday. Maybe they just had a birthday, or maybe you saw a family picture of them that they had posted a couple days ago. And you're like, I love your family pictures. I hope you guys are doing good. Smiley face. And then go right into, hey, I'm starting my next challenge group, or I have an account, and you can call it accountability group. I feel like sometimes challenge is a intimidating word for people because some people like a challenge, but some people don't. And they're thinking, oh, I don't want to be challenged. Like, this isn't a competition. So I don't like to use that word a lot, except for like in our team, because we know what we're talking about. But I like the word accountability group better, I think, because some people just are looking for just simply that is accountability. So I like to just go into like explaining just a little bit like, it's just a bunch of, like I say, moms, or it's just a bunch of women, trying to stay on track. We do 30-minute at-home workouts, and we work on our nutrition, and we share recipes, tips, and anything just to keep us motivated. Is this something you would be interested in ? Or would you like more information ? And then that will open it up. They'll typically, if you end in a question, I feel like people answer you more. And that's not always the case because sometimes, just depending on your personality, you might feel more eager. Someone might, like, I feel bad if I just totally ignore a message. And some people maybe don't. So just depends. But I feel like if you end in a question, it will kind of throw the ball in their court, and they're more likely to answer. That's what I found to work. And then that'll open it up, and they'll say, yes, I want more information. Or most of the time they're going to probably say yes, that they want more information. Then you kind of go back and, ask them, well, what are your fitness goals? And, and then think about a program that might be good for them. And if you're new now, you might not I know you guys are new, but you might not know exactly what program, and that's okay. This is all a learning process. message me. I'll help you. Go to YouTube. If they like to dance, just figure out what they like. Do they like workouts with weights? Do they like cardio? Do they like a shorter workout? If they love to dance, then there's two options, either size or country heat. Do you like pop or do you like country music? And that sort of thing. And just kind of talk to them. And one of the things that I learned when a fitness, what's Jamie saying? Even calling it a fitness challenge group is nice. Even asking if they have a workout routine and then invite them to yes, exactly. So a lot of times Jamie, I can't even see you on here. Am I blind? Okay, that's okay, but I just don't see you. Okay.
You should be able to see me now.
Now I see you. What? That's weird.
I don't mean to jump in or.
Fine. Oh, now I see you guys. Gosh, dang it! Why didn't I see you all? Now
what? I think when I got on, was blocked off. It was, how on your audio there's a line through your audio. There's a line through my video.
Okay.
So. No, if that helps or whatever.
Okay.
But I think along the lines with inviting, we don't want to get too in depth with that right now. Just maybe getting a system for you, but ask them how their Christmas or ask them if their 2017 is starting off great, and then ask them, talk to them a little bit, and then get into say, hey, I've got a fitness challenge group running right now. Do you have a workout routine? If you don't, maybe you would like to join. I thought maybe you would like it or whatever.
Yeah.
And even if it's not asking them just at the challenge group, it would be nice to just ask them, hey, are you familiar with clean eating? Are you familiar with Shakeology? And I've had a lot of luck sending the Shakeology video to people, because it really tells a lot of stuff about Shakeology that, maybe we wouldn't even think about. But it's a professional video of it.
It's good.
Too. So just things like that.
Yeah, I agree. And that's one thing, if you post something, and we're going to talk about posting here in a minute, but if you post something, it's nice that's an easy invite, because if you post a fitness post and somebody likes it or somebody says comments, then that's an easy way for you to say, hey, thanks so much for liking my post or commenting on my post. Are you currently doing any kind of fitness routine? Are you currently doing any kind of program? ? And it just opens the door for an easy invite, because they might be like, no, I fell off track, blah, blah, blah. And then you're going to be like, oh, well, I was in the same boat as you. I felt that way, but I have found, this is what works for me and this is what we're doing. And that sort of thing. You're just simply talking to people. That's all this is you're talking to people, and you're being more. One of the things I started to say a minute ago was one of the things that someone had told me when I first started as a coach was, they said, be more interested than interesting. So you don't want to be blah, blah, blah about yourself, because not that you would, but sometimes we get caught up in just talking about, because we're excited about what we're doing. So we're like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. It's a 21-day fix meal plan, and it's color-coded containers, and the red means protein, and then the purple means fruit, and it just go on, and then you lose them, and they feel a little bit like, oh my gosh, this sounds really complex. So that kind of hopefully helps just to give you some tips to just get started with messaging people. And two things I can say is, you'll figure it out, you'll learn by doing it. And number two is, you can always message me or your coach if you they respond with something and you're like, oh crap, I don't really know what to say to this. I'll respond. I'll tell you how I would respond. You can either use what I say, or you can change it up and make it sound like you. But it'll just be a good way for you to kind of figure out okay, I'm doing this right. Okay, I am. Not that I'm doing it right. I'm just saying there's no really right way, but it might help to guide you if I send you what I'm saying to people, or what I would say. It might just help to lead you in the right direction.
And hold on just a second. Yeah. And there's one thing that you and I couldn't stress to our challenge or our coaches enough is, the more you do it, the more comfortable you will be at it. Yes. Because the more you talk to people, the more different situations you'll be in. So when you have that situation come back again, you'll know how to answer it. So the more you ask, the more you do it, the easier it's going to get.
Yeah, it's so true. You develop, you just figure out it becomes pretty easy to you to talk to people and help them to get into the right program and just help them, give them all the tools to succeed. And really that's what this is. Challenge packs. That's why we encourage them, because it gives them all the tools to succeed. Okay. And then number 3, vital behavior. So number 2 was invite. Number 1, product of the product. Number 2, invite. Number 3 is personal development. So I want you guys to make sure you have to be reading a book. Like, I feel like I have let this go in my business, in my personal life. I have let my reading go. I didn't stress it enough. I don't think with my team, even at the beginning, it was kind of like I wasn't doing it. So I was like, whatever, you can still build a business because you don't need to read a book to build a business. But you really do, because if you think about it, like, you think about the routine that you do every day. This is where I get like in a funk, and I think you guys can relate, but it's like you do the same thing. You get up, you get your kids ready, you do whatever you do, and then it's like you go to bed, and it's the same grind. And then if you are thinking the same things every day, like if you're lacking confidence, or you're maybe just feel like you're hitting a wall because whatever, maybe you're feel not unmotivated with your fitness, or maybe you just feel like unmotivated with your business, or you just think, oh, I can't do this anymore because I'm not good at it, or whatever. That's why you have to read, because it's going to feed your mind and it's going to give you the motivation you need to just continue. Because you just can't constantly, like, you can't keep going with your own thoughts in your brain and never adding more to your brain, basically, is the best way I can really explain it. But so I want you guys to pick a book, and I know some of you guys are already reading books, but a couple that I have that I can show you really quick. GoPro is a really good one. GoPro. This one is 7 Steps to Becoming a Network Marketing Professional. That's a really good one that they recommend. The Compound Effect is super popular, by Darren Hardy. That's one that they recommend probably the most. I would say this is like the most popular. The Slight Edge. A lot of coaches rave about The Slight Edge. I haven't read this one, but obviously I have it. This is super, they just rave about this one as well. If you're not a morning person and you want to be, the Miracle Morning for network marketers. A lot of coaches rave about this one. There's also the Miracle Morning that's not for network marketers. And I know that some coaches have used that one in some of their challenge groups. Here's Girl Code. This is for female entrepreneurs. And then The One Thing, which Jamie Wheeler, I think, is reading that one maybe. And she said that she really likes this one. And we read it in our Diamond group that we did. And so did you guys get that list, or do you need me to say those again? Are you good? Okay. Let me know. Okay. And there's a ton more. Like, I could go on and on and on about books. Like, there's a ton to choose from. I'm reading a couple other ones right now that are really good, just kind of involve faith and just kind of different life, personal things that are good for you. But those are ones that'll help you, I think, to just drive you to work your business and see the potential that you have as a person, and that the confidence that you should and could gain by reading and involve and get, help you with your business. Okay, so make sure you pick a book. So I'll be asking you guys which book you're reading, and then your goals. Those are the 2 things and you can show me your contact list that you guys are working on. Those are kind of the 3 things I'll be asking, or will be asking from you. Okay, so really quick, I want to just talk about your power hour. I'm not going to go super in depth, but basically you might hear us talk about it. You might have heard it seen it in one of the groups or something, but that's just the hour that you work your business. You got to figure out, and time management's a whole nother thing, but you got to just figure out when works for you. And you can do 15-minute increments. You don't have to do like a whole hour, because it's sometimes hard for us to sit down and work our business for a whole entire hour with no interruptions. Like, it's just really not always practical. So think about where you can fit that into your day, and when would be good. And you almost have to be disciplined enough to do it. You've just got to sit down. And I promise, once you sit down and start looking at your list and sending some invites and talking to people, it just starts to come. And before you know it, you've sat there for 30 minutes and you're like, oh my gosh, this is easier than I thought. Because again, you're just talking to people. But one thing I can tell you is you got to kind of keep your blinders on. You want to just focus on your messages, and you don't want to like Facebook scroll, because you can just get so caught up in what everybody else is doing and liking posts and commenting. And you got to almost like really narrow laser focus in on what you're doing, because social media just gets us totally distracted. And I'm the first to admit that I get distracted when I'm on there, because you're like, oh, so-and-so's doing this. And then one thing leads to another, and you've spent like 30 minutes Facebook scrolling, and you're like, okay, now I'm out of time, and I didn't even like get an invite sent out. So really, when you sit down to open your computer or get on your phone or whatever you're doing, focus on what you're doing and go for it. So that's really all I'm going to say about that right now. Like I said, it doesn't include your workout. It doesn't include Shakeology, and it doesn't drinking your Shakeology and doing different things like that. And it doesn't include your personal development, your power hour, strictly when you're talking to people. And the more messages you send out, the more, you're going to have coming in. So keep that in mind, because if you send out 10 messages and maybe only 5 respond, that's 50-50. That's a pretty good rate. I would say that's about what you probably get. You just want to keep those going conversations up. And they recommend talking to about depending on how you want to build your business, but I'm always talking to probably at least 20 people, I would say. Keeping 10 to 15 to 20 people in your circle, and, continuously checking on them and following up with them. And, maybe one says no, well, guess what? You add another one to your circle, if that makes sense. The more people you're talking to, the more relationships you're going to build. And this business is about relationships. Okay, so let's go to Success Club. I know I explained this a little bit to some of you guys, but one thing I always forget to say is if you are a success starter, which success starters means that you hit Success Club 3 solid months in your business, you get a free ticket to Summit. That's how I went to Summit my first year as a coach. So I got a free ticket to Nashville, and Summit is the biggest event Beachbody puts on. It's, there's 400 and some thousand coaches. You got to think some of those coaches aren't active. Some of those coaches are discount coaches. They're not building the business. About 25,000 coaches go to Summit. It's a huge event. And this year it's in New Orleans. So Success Starters means that you are helping people that you've hit Success Club. And I'm going to talk about that in a second, but it just means that you hit Success Club 3 solid months in a row. And you, as a new coach, you have to either hit it the month you sign up or the month after you sign up. Because say a coach signed up on the 30th. Well, they don't have time to hit Success Club really before the end of the month, so that Beachbody lets you use the next month as your first month, if that makes sense. But it has to be 3 consecutive months, and it has to be the month you signed up or the month after you signed up, and then the 3 months consecutive after that. So Success Club is basically recognition, and it's the foundation of your business. So, and it's more recognition, a way of saying I helped this many people this month. So Success Club is you get 2 points. It goes by points. It's a point system basically, but you get 2 points per challenge pack that you sell. So most of the time you're going to sell challenge packs. You're not going to necessarily just sell a bag of Shakeology, but sometimes you do. So the only other way to get a point is if you sell a home direct order of Shakeology, you get 1 point. So your goal is to hit Success Club 5 or Success Club 10, depending on your business goals. My goal is Success Club 10. I've always had that goal since I started, and I've hit it for like 29 months in a row. It's definitely doable. You just have to have it in your mind that you're going to hit it no matter what, no matter how many no's you get, no matter how discouraged you're feeling, that you're going to figure it out and you're going to just make it happen. So like you'll get recognition from the company. They'll send you prizes if you hit it. I'll send you something. I give my coaches something every month for those coaches that hit it. And basically, so to get 3, say you got 3 people involved and they all bought challenge packs, that would be Success Club 6, because that's 2 points a piece. Or if you want to get to 10, then you would sell 5 challenge packs, if that makes sense. But this is a way for you to get free customers. So I get free customers from the TV because I hit Success Club 10. If you hit Success Club 5, you still get free customers, but I actually get commission off of those customers that I don't even know if I hit Success Club 10, if that makes sense. So it's nice because people order on the TV all the time. They don't have a coach. So Beachbody randomly assigns these people to me or to people that are hitting Success Club, if that makes sense. So that's a good way for you to, I have like 3 coaches on my team that I would have never met had they not been my free customer from Beachbody. So it's awesome because it's just it's a good way for you to meet new people and to just get like free commission from someone and get them in our group. And I try to find them on Facebook, and it's sometimes hard to get those people to respond. I send them emails and stuff too, just kind of a, hey, like checking in with them and that sort of thing. But basically, hopefully that makes sense. I think it's always intimidating, the Success Club thing. Everybody's like, I don't even understand what that is. But it's just basically a way to say like this, like at the end of the month, I'm like, I announce my coaches who hit Success Club and I recognize them because it's exciting, because it means that you're moving your business forward, you're getting more people involved, and then there's more potential that you're going to get coaches on board too, because they're going to buy a challenge pack. They're going to have results in our challenge group. And then you're going to add people to your team, people that want to change lives and people that want to continuously work on themselves. So I recommend striving for it each month. If you have the mindset like, I don't know, I might hit it and I don't know if I can do that or not. You think about it, you have 30 to 31 days in a month. February, obviously not, but so you have that many days to invite people, to get people involved. And that's a lot of time to talk to people, build relationships, and just get them involved. Trust me, it's very doable. It can be done. You think, I'm going to run out of people. I'm not going to have enough people to talk to, but that's not true, because social media gives us that endless vehicle, I guess, to meeting people. Like we could sit on Facebook all day long and meet people if we wanted to. You'll build upon that and you'll figure that stuff out later. Right now, focus on the people that you know, the people that you maybe kind of know, that you feel like you could invite, and then we'll go from there. And you got to have the confidence that you can do it. Like I said, you got to have the mindset that you can do it, and you just make it almost non-negotiable. Like, I'm going to do this because, and once you get one person involved, I think you're going to feel like that's going to drive you to get more people involved. It just almost takes that one person sometimes to say yes to you. And then you're like, okay, I can do this. And it's about duplication. Once you get one person involved, you can get another person, and so on. And tracking is the key, Jamie says, to hitting Success Club. And it's so true. Because you don't want people to slip through the cracks, because it's easy for me to go on my Facebook Messenger and message people. And then I forget that I messaged them. And then maybe I said, hey, can I check back with you next month? And then they said yes, because they weren't ready then, but maybe they're ready. Maybe they know they're going to be ready in April. Well, if I don't write their name down on a calendar or something, I don't figure out a tracking system to follow up with them in April, then I'm not going to necessarily remember to message them, unless I'm really that good. And I'm probably not. So yes, tracking is key. Figure out your tracking system, and you're always going to be changing it. Maybe start out with something simple. It's all simple, but start out with something that you think might work, and maybe it's not going to work. Maybe you're like, I don't like how this is working. And then you try a different thing. We're always trying new things, and that's just part of this. Okay. So the next thing I want to talk about, and you guys can ask me questions if Success Club doesn't make sense or if I forgot anything then actually let's go into really quick. Let's go right into the commission, because I feel like, if you're hitting Success Club, you're selling challenge packs, which means that you're making commission and you're earning money. So in order to get your Shakeology paid for, you would have to sell 3 bags of Shakeology, essentially. That's just or you could sell 2 challenge packs and a bag of Shakeology, or whatever. Essentially, that would about get your product paid for, your Shakeology paid for per month. If you're wanting to go farther than that, so say you hit Success Club 6. You sell 3 $140 challenge packs, because usually there's a sale each month. Like right now, they made Country Heat permanently $140, I guess. I just realized that a couple days ago. So $140, say you sell a $140 challenge pack, because there usually is a special going on for a $140 challenge pack. You're going to make $40 off of that, because you make 25%. So say you sell 3 challenge packs. Okay, so you're going to make $40 off of each one of those challenge packs. Then next month, when they order a challenge pack, it automatically creates a home direct order of Shakeology. You guys know this. So next month, when their Shakeology ships out, it's going to automatically ship out. You're not going to do anything. You're going to make sure you're following up with them. They're going to be in our group. You're going to make sure that they want that bag to ship out. You just don't want them getting unwanted charges. So it's always good to write down, like if you have a customer order on the 13th, okay, I know that next month on the 13th, their order is going to ship out. You want to message them like a week before, and just you're going to be messaging them more than that. But you want to check in with them before their next order ships out, because number one, you don't want it shipping out if they don't want it, because they don't want an unwanted charge. It's just going to discourage them. It's going to frustrate them. They're going to have to send it back and whatever. So that's the first reason you want to ask them if they want it shipping out. Number 2 is if they want to sign up for the discount because they love it. Maybe they're having great results. They love Shakeology. It's already improved their life or whatever, or their nutrition that they can already tell. Then they might want to sign up for the discount. So that's why you want to kind of track that too. Track when their order is going to come out. And it's easy to see that in your Coach Online office too. And we'll talk about that here in a minute because I want to make sure you guys know how to log in and check your Coach Online office. So then next month when their Shakeology ships out, you're going to make $32 and some change, okay? That is just how you're going to continuously make commission because then next month you're going to sell 3 more challenge packs, let's say. And then you're going to get the commission off of that, but then those Shakeology orders are still shipping out. So that's how you kind of build on your commission. I'm not going to go into all the volume and stuff into building because right now that's not important. But I will say that your first stepping stone is to hit Emerald. So you want to be an Emerald coach really as fast as you can. And that's 2 coaches underneath you. You have a right and a left leg in this MLM business. If you're familiar with other MLMs, and I'm not, but there's different kinds, and maybe that's similar to one you know of. But basically you have a right and a left leg. You're going to add a coach on your right and you're going to add a coach on your left, and you're become an Emerald coach. That is how you're going to get those free customers. You have to be an Emerald coach if you want those free customers from the TV, and you have to be hitting Success Club. And we kind of I talked a little bit with Cecilia, but you might want to sign up your husband as a coach. It's just a good way for you to get to that stepping stone. I would recommend finding one person who wants to sign up under you. You're going to find that one person, and then you might want to sign your husband up to get to the next stepping stone because maybe he likes Shakeology, or maybe whatever. He might want to drink it or whatever. So you would sign him up, and that would just get you to the next step. But we can talk about that another time. But that's what a lot of coaches do. That's what I did when I started, and I know Jamie Wheeler did that too. So okay, so the next thing really quick I want to talk about is posting. So we recommend posting on Facebook. We say 3 to 5 times. That's a little overkill, especially when you first start out, because if you're not posting on Facebook hardly at all, and then you go to posting like 5 times a day, it might be a little overwhelming for you, and it might seem a little overwhelming for your Facebook friends. So it's okay to ease into it. Try starting to just, I could go on and on about posting, and there's a lot to say about it, but a few tips I can give you is do a nice variety. So include your family, include some of your personal life, and include your fitness and recipes. People love recipes. Offer tips. Offer just bits of your story and of your journey. Basically, you're just sharing. And it's always good if you're going to do a picture of yourself after a workout or something. Share something about it. Share something about what that workout did for you, or maybe how you were 5 years ago or 2 years ago, you would have never got up this early to get a workout in, or just something that's showing your journey and showing how you're changing and evolving. And then it's okay to ask if anyone wants to join, if anyone needs accountability or whatever. It's good to do those posts where you almost do an invite on Facebook without you don't have to use the word Beachbody, and you don't ever want to put your link up. You never want to post your link and say, here's my link, check it out, blah, 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 because people are going to go to your link and they're going to be so confused. They're not going to have a clue because it's just, I feel like we have a lot of products. You've got fitness programs, you got challenge packs, you got Shakeology, you got 3-day refresh. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff, and most people don't know what half of that stuff is on there. So never just send them to your website. I've had people say, can I have your link? Because I want to check it out. And I'm like, so I won't just send them my link. I'll be like, I'll try to find out what it is that they're needing or that they're wanting. And I have a couple times if they're just like, no, because I want to see which program I might like. I might send them, but I would kind of lead them or guide them in the right direction. So never post your link. And I don't like to just constantly slam my Facebook with Beachbody posts. A lot of my posts are fitness related or maybe business related, but I try not to just blast like Beachbody everywhere, because that's not who you are. You're not Beachbody. You're, whatever your name is, and you're sharing your story and you're sharing your brand on Facebook. And we say your brand because maybe you love coffee. Like I love coffee. So maybe I'm going to post about that. Or if you love wine, or if you, whatever, like you love dogs, or you have a pet, and that's, different things that are going to show, or you love makeup. That is good to share about, just to get those are the people that are going to connect with you. Jamie says you can give links out, but give specific links. Yeah. So there's a way to do that. I'm not going to go into that, but yeah, you can give there's a way to send someone a link directly to the product that they're looking for. But I will a lot of times go to YouTube, find the even 3-day refresh, I'll find a YouTube video on the 3-day refresh. If I feel like they're not understanding it or I didn't explain it as good, maybe, then I feel like, hey, watch this video. Same as the Shakeology video, or same as Country Heat or 21-day fix. I'll send the 21-day fix promo video because that is going to show them what the workout's like. It's going to give them examples. It's going to really help them, because you can sit there and explain it all day long, but you got to think about your messaging on Facebook. And sometimes you're not talking to them in person, and it never hurts to get on the phone. It never hurts to say, hey, I can get on the phone and talk to you about this. But you just got to think your messaging. So sometimes it's hard to paint the picture with a message. So it's good. The video speaks like 1,000 words, I think. And I can help you guys with that, but it's super easy to pull those videos from YouTube. The only thing is you don't want to pull a video that might have someone else's coach link to it. You know what I mean? I don't have that trouble really. I just look up the promo video and it seems to be fine, because then you're going to guide them to your website. Okay. And so a couple more things, challenge groups. You have to be involved in a challenge group. That is really the basis and the foundation of our business. We're running this one all together. I like it. It's fun. There's tons of energy. I've done my challenge groups several different ways, and it's hard to get a challenge. I'll be honest. It's hard to get a challenge group started from the ground up, because you got to think about, okay, say you add 5 people and only one of them posts. It's not much energy. It's kind of boring. You feel like it's dead. You feel like it's not successful. And that's not true necessarily. You just got to find those people that are going to be motivated like you and that are going to post in there. So I recommend having the mindset and the idea that you're going to run your own challenge group at some point. I will hold your hand. I will be happy to have you in our group anytime, because I have a lot of coaches that have been with me a long time, and they're in my group hit and miss, because it's fun to just come back together and run it together. I feel like, especially at the beginning of the year, like everybody needs a jump start, and it's really good to just get us all involved. And I think the customers and the challengers like it too, because they see a wide variety of people who are meal prepping, it's just a lot. And a lot of coaches don't do it like that, to be honest. I just kind of figured this out and it worked, and that's what I was doing. But a lot of coaches really recommend their challenger or their coaches running their own group from the get-go. I just think this is working. But have in mind, like, okay, maybe you want to run a free push-up group, or maybe you want to run a free water push-up group or something where you're going to try to get your water in and you're going to do push-up challenge or something like that. Or like we talked about doing like a casserole group, or we did a crock pot group, and different things like that. Those are things that get people involved. Love you. Get people involved and just, help to just do a wide variety of different free groups. So it's okay to run your own free group. And then I'll help you run your challenge group too. There's scripts we use. You don't have to, it's super simple. Like it really is. It seems like it might be hard, but it's not. It's just, you have to be active in your challenge group, but really you got to put your heart and soul into your challengers and your customers, because, I feel like, I've done this for over 2 years, and I have a lot of customers, and I have a lot of customers that ordered from me in the beginning and they haven't ordered or maybe they have fell off track. But those people are people you still continuously keep up with, because maybe they ordered the challenge pack from you and they weren't ready. Like they thought they were ready, but then they started it and they're like, and they just fell off track. But now they need your motivation and they need your accountability. So it never hurts to message those old customers too. And then yes, Jamie says you have to be a challenger in your challenge groups, because you have to be a good challenger. And I can say, and I'm going to post a testimony, I think probably not tonight, but tomorrow in our challenge group, because I've totally been like off the charts. Like I haven't done a workout this week, and I've just been struggling. So you have to be a good challenger, which luckily our challenge group is so energetic. I don't think people are like, dang it, Tabitha, you are totally like not doing your workouts. Like I'm failing because of you. Like, I don't really think that they're thinking that. Hopefully they're not, but you're going to go through times like that though. And that's why I love this business, is because we're all in this together, and it's like you have motivation from other people around you, and they're like, you can do it. I just talked to Carlita a while ago, and she's like, I know you're going to get through this, and blah, blah, blah. And there's always people around you. And that's what I love about this, because it is truly a journey. You're not going to be on all the time. You're just not. Like, you're going to be off and on and off and on, and hopefully on more than off. But when you are off, I think it's just important that you're sharing part of your journey, and you're honest, and that you're not like, I don't know, but it is. Jamie's right. You got to be a good challenger in your group. And if you think about like meal prepping on Sundays. And a lot of times I'm terrible at that. If you think about those things and doing that on Sunday, people are going to, like, if they see you doing it, your customers, guess what? They're going to be like, man, she's doing it. Like, I've got to do this. I've got to kick it into high gear. And that's just going to motivate people. So that's that. And really the challenge groups is where you're going to get most of your coaches, and build your team in there too, because you're going to find those like-minded people who are finding success, who are like you. And those are the people you're going to add to your team. Okay. And then let's talk really quick about live events. They're super important. You got to pick a live event this year. That's my advice, is you got to figure out which live event you're going to attend this year. We have Coach Camp coming up in a couple weeks. I know that's short notice. But I am open to, I'm welcoming anybody to go to that. It's great. It's probably, one of the best ones this year that I'll go to. Summit's really good too. It's just kind of like hectic, and there's a lot of stuff going on because you do workouts and there's a million people there. And it's not as intimate because it's such a big event, but it's still great. You're going to take something positive from every live event you go to. I don't care what you go to. Super Saturdays are quarterly. They're 4 times a year, and it just depends on where they're at. We a lot of times go up to Chicago, but so pick a live event, figure out which one you're going to go to. Like I said, if anybody's interested in Coach Camp, it's coming up in a couple weeks, and we can talk about that. And it's a super reasonable, cheap event to go to. So, because you just feel the energy from people, you hear success stories about the business, you hear success stories about transformation, their weight transformation maybe, and just all kinds of things that are just super motivating and inspiring. And then the Coach Online office, is everybody do you guys feel like you need questions on that? Do you want me to talk a little bit about that? It's super easy. You just log in. It's a little weird at first. I feel like, you get to this screen and there's a tab that says Coach. And if you hover over that, you can go to your Coach Online office. And I won't talk about the previous office view. I don't go there very often. The only reason I go there, I don't know why they do this. I feel like that they could improve that a little bit. But anyways, the only way I go there is sometimes to see if somebody's on Home Direct. If you want to see if someone has a Home Direct, if they're stayed on Home Direct and they haven't canceled their Home Direct, that's a way you can go, is to the previous office view, and you'll see that option. And that's a good way just to see all of your customers. They'll all show up there. If somebody orders, that's the first place it's going to go, is to your previous office view. And then it'll likely show up pretty soon in your Coach Online office. For some reason, it won't show up in your Coach Online office like right away, but it will to your previous office view. I don't know why. So go to your Coach Online office. You can mess around in there. You can enter your bank account information so that when you sell a challenge pack, you get your money automatically deposited into your account. You can see your orders that way. You can see your personal orders. You can see your customer orders, your Coach IDs in there. You'll need to know your Coach ID if you have somebody who is needing to switch to you as their coach. Maybe they ordered a program years ago off of the TV and they were assigned a random coach. You can have them switch to you if they want to. Or maybe they had another coach that they knew, but the coach isn't working anymore and they don't have challenge groups going. So you're offering advice and they want to switch to you. It's really easy. They just have to have your Coach ID to enter that into there's like a form that they can submit, or if they go to order, they can enter that. They got to have that to switch to you. So hopefully that makes sense. The Coach Online office, it seems a little intimidating, I think, but there's ways to, you can update your profile, your website, you can, add your transformation story and all kinds of stuff for your bio on there. And it's just a way to see everything that is for your business. So basically, in a nutshell, hopefully that wasn't super overwhelming. I feel like that's a lot to cover and I could go in depth about more, but I feel like that's enough for now. But you really just have to think about this as it really is a journey, and you're starting it now, and you're going to just continuously progress. If you keep working at it, you're going to learn things. You're going to, you're going to jump out of your comfort zone, and you're going to find yourself feeling more confident and more able to do things like a live video on Facebook, which I would have never been able to do before. I would have never just done a live video, and things like that you got to build upon what you know. So start with what you know, and you're going to maybe feel like, you're going to mess up, and it's just, that's normal. That's natural. That's good, because that means you're going to learn from your mistakes. Yeah, and you have to make sure your bio, you do want to complete your bio and stuff on there because, yes, because in order to hit Success Club 10, right, and get those free customers, Jamie, you have to have it completed, right? Okay. And same thing as an Emerald coach, you have to be Emerald, you have to have all that completed. So, and it's super easy. It doesn't take any time. You have to have a before and after picture. You have to have like a profile picture, and then enter your other stuff. Okay, so really, I think that's it for now. Write your goals out and make a list of your goals, and then make a list of your customers that you're going to potentially invite, and then figure out which book you're going to read or if you're going to buy one. Any questions from anybody really quick? I know I don't want to keep you too long because I know that went a little longer than what I thought it would. And if you guys do, you can let me know. You can message me or post in the team page. That's a good place to post any questions you have, because I feel like it's good because if I can't answer you, if I'm at work, then one of the coaches in the group will answer you. And it's just a good place. And I added you guys, I think I added you all to the Dream Extreme page, which is Christina, which is our upline. She's $1 million earner. She's 15 star. She's been in the business for about 9 years. But anyway, she has a team page, and I added you guys to that. And that's a good place to go. Like, say you needed some information about diabetes with Shakeology, or you needed something that like maybe we're probably, I mean, I'm not saying I'm not going to know, but like I don't have a lot of sometimes input, and there's a lot of girls in there that have, their backgrounds in nutrition, and maybe they know and stuff. So never be afraid to post questions like that to the group, to some of our team pages. Just make yourself at home in there, because someone's always willing to help you. Okay, I think that's all I wanted to cover. So make your list, do that stuff. I'll get that from you. I have a goal sheet that I'm working on. I used it before, but I think I need to tweak it a little. So go ahead and just write your goals on paper right now. Do some stuff on the stuff I said on paper. And then I'll check in with you guys soon. Our team calls are always Monday nights. I like the 9 o'clock. I don't know. I don't like to run it this long at all. So we won't be running it this long normally, but I'd like 9 o'clock because I think kids are in bed, and it just gives people time to do stuff if they have stuff going on in the evening. So,
and I think she's oh, there she is. Okay.
Was I frozen?
You were frozen for a while. I'm like, oh no, am I supposed to end this thing? How am I supposed to do this?
That's funny. No, sorry about that. I don't know why that happened. So 9 o'clock on Mondays is what we're kind of shooting for, and I won't let it go this long. This is like longer than, but this is a lot to cover for. I just want you guys to have some good information to get started. And then a lot of these things we really break down more. We break down the inviting, process, and we break down more things that will help you build your business. But right now, this is just a good starting kind of call information. I hope you find it helpful. So have a good night.
Tabitha?
Yes.
I have one quick question, and I'm sorry to take up everybody's time.
No, you're fine.
But on the person that had bought the challenge pack from me was asking me about her Shakeology and where do you put that as far as your container goes? Like your usage, how does the Shakeology count as?
It counts as a red. You're going to count it as a protein. And if she adds anything to it, like if she adds half of a banana, that would take from her purple container as well.
Right.
And like if she adds peanut butter, that would take from her, spoons or whatever, if she's going to follow it strictly like that. So anything she adds to her shake, she has to take away from her containers as well. That's not have to, but you know what I mean? That's like the idea.
Right.
But yes, that's it.
That's what I got.
Yes, no problem.
Good.
Okay. Anything else, you guys, really quick that you have
And
that you're like,
remember, we are your guys' coaches, so ask us anything. Like, that's what we're here for. Don't hesitate to ask. It's good to keep that line open to where if you feel like you have a question, even if it's just a pat on the back or whatever, just keep those lines open. Let us help you in any way that we can.
Yeah. Never feel bad messaging us or anything, because that's what it is. And that'll just keep you engaged. It'll keep you connected, and like getting on the team calls. All these things are good. Like I have coaches that, don't get on the team calls, which is fine. They still sometimes hit Success Club and they still work their business. But I feel like it's just a good way for us to connect and talk and share about stuff we're going through. And, hopefully it's helpful, and, it keeps us fired up. Basically, that's kind of the idea, is just to keep connected. Because if you're not getting on the calls and you're just kind of like not feeling as, kind of in with everything. So hopefully that helps you guys. Have a good night. I'm sorry I kept you a little longer, but it's just a lot to cover in one call. So let me know if you have any questions. I'll talk to you guys later, and I'll post this recording too. So if anybody needs it that you know of, that they can watch the recording. So, okay, good night.
See ya.
See ya. Bye. Thanks.